Do you want a ceremony that's more traditional or religious? Is choosing the right officiant important? Now, I know when you think about wedding planning, the officiant may not be the first thing on your checklist. You're busy picking out the dress, the venue, the DJ, hopefully us, and making sure Aunt Linda isn't sitting next to Uncle Bob. But your officiant plays a huge role in setting the tone for one of the most important moments of your life. They are the person standing with you at the altar, guiding you through your vows and making your marriage official. So, how do you find the right person for the job? We'll break it down in today's podcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England. We'll answer these questions and more in today's stress-free wedding planning podcast edition.
Welcome to another edition of our podcast. Hi, I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions. Listen now and discover Say I Do to the best. Top tips for choosing your ideal wedding officiant. These are Wedding Insider secrets for a stress-free, fun, and memorable day. Our podcast helps engaged couples navigate wedding planning complexities while addressing family expectations. Yes, we'll guide you through the journey of creating the perfect wedding without unnecessary stress. By the end of this edition, you'll get concise tips on budgeting, wedding party management, ceremony, reception planning, and more. Perfect for anyone planning a wedding, all in 30 minutes or less. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
Welcome to Stress-Free Wedding Planning, the podcast that will transform your wedding planning journey from chaotic to enchanting. Sal and Sam bring over 80 years of combined wedding expertise and exclusive insider information to the table. If you're recently engaged, feeling the pressure of wedding planning, struggling with family expectations, but still dreaming of a joy-filled wedding, you've come to the right place. Get ready to unveil the best-kept wedding secrets, discover practical tips and strategies, and learn life-changing lessons for a stress-free wedding. Your unforgettable wedding day awaits. We're here to take you on a transformative journey of love, laughter, and memories. So don't miss out on the podcast that just might change your life. This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
On today's podcast, Say I Do to the best. Top tips for choosing your ideal wedding officiant. Your wedding officiant plays a crucial role in setting the tone of your big day. In this edition, we'll cover how to find the perfect fit, someone who matches your vision, brings confidence and experience, personalizes your ceremony, and ensures all legal requirements are handled smoothly. Listen now for expert tips to make your ceremony unforgettable. Hi, I'm Sal from After Hours Events of New England, your go-to experts for creating stress-free and unforgettable weddings. From DJ services and wedding officiating to photo booths and lighting, our team brings energy, professionalism, and a passion for making your big day truly special. Whatever your vision, we're here to make it happen. Visit us at afterhoursevents.com. Learn more about our experience and journey to help you with stress-free wedding planning in the trailer or pilot of this podcast.
Selecting the right wedding officiant is essential, as they not only set the atmosphere for your ceremony, but also ensure your marriage is legally recognized. I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions, the award-winning wedding entertainment company with expert knowledge and the difference in quality. Visit us at atmosphere-productions.com. Today's edition is all about choosing your ideal wedding officiant.
Hey, Sam, as you know, I'm a bit of an expert when it comes to this subject because I've been a wedding officiant now for over 16 years, and this is definitely a subject that resonates with me. So let's kind of jump right into things right away. Choosing someone who matches your vision. This is so important. You have to figure out what your vision is first, of course. Do you want something traditional? Do you want it to be something religious? Something lighthearted, or a deep personal and emotional moment? Your officiant should reflect the vibe you're going for. Talk to them about their style and make sure it aligns with your vision. This is something truly important.
So, Sal, since that is so important, how do you go about finding that person?
There's different ways. One I suggest is speak to friends who've gotten married and see who they've used and see why they liked that person or maybe didn't like that person. Sometimes talking to the management of the facility you're at. So if you're having it at a facility where you're having a reception, they have good ideas for different wedding officiants. Like I'm known for the lighthearted type thing. So they would tell people, oh, if you're looking for lighthearted and fun, he's the one for you. But if you're looking for someone who's super religious, this person's for you. So you really need to do some research. You can even go out onto the knot. There's wedding officiants out there. You get to see reviews and really get to hear what people and how they felt about their wedding officiant.
So bearing that in mind, what else should engaged couples look for?
So when you're going to interview different wedding officiants, you want to get a feel. Are they understanding what you're looking for? Can they bring out what you want? Are they trying to be the center of attention while they're having a meeting with you? You want to feel that this wedding day is about you and nobody else. And that's what's going to happen with the wedding officiant. Something you do have to watch out. There are wedding officiants that make it totally about themselves. I know one, he finds a way no matter what town he is officiating in. He always talks about how that town and how it resonates with him and goes through a whole spiel. It should be all about you. It should be telling your love story and using pieces that resonate with you and nobody else.
Just as a reminder, you can also join us on our YouTube channel. Just search for Stress Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam. Subscribe and get it first. Now, Sal, discuss with us about the legalities and the licensing processes, because this is a very important part of hiring your wedding officiant.
So things you need to find out about your wedding officiant is if they are a justice of the peace, you want proof that they are a justice of the peace of the town they say they are. This is very important. This is a political position. This is what makes them a justice of the peace. A justice of the peace cannot go state to state. That is illegal. You can't do that. So if you're having your wedding in Connecticut, they can't jump to Massachusetts unless if they get a one-day pass. That's one of the laws there. But we'll get into that in a moment. So when it comes to wedding officiants, if they're not a justice of the peace, they're ordained. Either they are a priest that have been ordained by the church, or the newest thing, of course, is being ordained by online services, which makes it absolutely legal to be married. Not in all states, so you have to be careful. So you need to know what your state allows. Now, I'm going to talk about two states that I know about because that's where I work most of the time. So in Connecticut, you could get a license up to 65 days prior to your wedding, and it must be at the town hall of the location of where you're going to be married. That's very important. You can't be getting married in Middletown and trying to get your license in Simsbury. It has to be in Middletown. You both have to go together. There is a little form you have to fill out. Most places are asking for you to send it ahead of time. So when you get to town hall, they're ready for you and you're in and out in about 10 minutes. Now, you have to be together. You must have a valid license or a state ID. That's very important. You don't need anything else. In Massachusetts, a little more involved here. So in Connecticut, you'll get your license the moment you walk in and go through all the paperwork. In Massachusetts, you have to give the paperwork, show your IDs, and typically your long form of your birth certificate. And then you got to come back in 3 days to come pick it up. It's a little weird on how they do it, but that's just how it goes. So both of you don't have to be there to pick it up. It just needs to be one of you. So you just have a valid ID to prove that you're one of the two people. So in Massachusetts, you could get your license about 30 days prior to, and you can go to any town hall to get your license. But I always suggest make that phone call to make sure someone's going to be there so you're not showing up to an empty office, because that's just horrible. Now, I do want to remind you, we talked about justice of peace. Now, in Massachusetts, someone that's a justice of peace in Massachusetts can marry you in Massachusetts, but cannot marry you in Connecticut. They would have to be ordained to go over to the Connecticut area. And if they're from Connecticut going to Massachusetts, they have to get what's called a one-day pass. So a justice of peace, again, is a political position. This is something they have to go for on the year of the presidential election. So this is something with dealing with Republican and the Democratic Party. And sometimes a lot of these justice of peace are independents. It's easier to get in that way. But it's a political position that they have to re-up every 4 years. So every time the president is being elected, they have to go for it in their town. And it's a lottery. You may not get it again the next year. So that's something that you have to be careful of. If you know you're in that election year and they may not be able to get re-affiliated with their town, you might have to go with someone else. So something you want to kind of be careful with.
Thanks for explaining that, Sal. Very technical information there, but very important. So we've just explained choosing someone who matches your vision. Look for experience and confidence in your wedding officiant, and also making sure they're legally qualified and can guide you through the licensing process.
Coming up next, how personalization is key and the chemistry matters. But first, if you have a question or concern, go to Facebook and join us on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning community and ask away. You can also join us on our YouTube channel. Just search for Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam and subscribe and get it first.
This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam, a podcast for engaged couples concerned about wedding planning and family expectations, but who want a stress-free, fun, and unforgettable wedding.
Now it's time for our favorite segment. It's Wedding Tip Wednesday. Marriage is a relationship where one person is always right and the other person is called the spouse.
It's so funny. No comment. Oh my goodness. Today is Wedding Tip Wednesday. Anticipating rejection. You should expect at least 10 to 20% of your guests are not going to be able to make it to your wedding. And it's for various reasons. It's because of the date. They may have something that they already had planned for that day, or they're out of town or out of state or even out of country. So the more people you invite that are from a far distance, a greater chance you're going to have rejection. So be prepared for that and even have a B list. So if you have an opportunity to invite more people later, you can.
So get used to hearing the word, no, I'm not coming to your wedding. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And that's another wedding tip from Sal and Sam.
Experience the magic of your special day with Fitzner Productions, a premier wedding videography company based in Middletown, Connecticut. FitznerProductions.com. Our mission is to capture your love story candidly and authentically, creating stunning, high-quality videos that you can cherish for years to come. Our founder, Carson Fitzner, combines technical expertise with a passion of storytelling, ensuring every moment from the excitement of getting ready to the heartfelt ceremony is beautifully documented. We offer a range of customizable packages, including drone footage and multi-location shoots, tailored to fit your unique vision. Let us help you relive the romance, laughter, and tears of your wedding day. Visit FitznerProductions.com. That's FITZNER Productions.com.
This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
Welcome back to our discussion. Say I do to the best. Top tips for choosing your ideal wedding officiant. I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England. In the first half of this edition, we talked about choosing someone who matches your vision, to look for the experience and confidence, and also making sure they're legally qualified and can guide you through the licensing process.
Hi, I'm Sam from Amsterdam Productions. Now let's talk about personalization. The best ceremonies, in my mind, are the ones that feel unique. Sal, as an expert, how do you make sure of the personalization and uniqueness of that ceremony?
So what I like to do is I will show a couple a number of popular different scripts. And I let them know, you're not going to like any script in its entirety, but what you are going to like is certain bits and pieces. So let's create your own unique script, and also let's include your love story in there. That is so important. Adding some details that makes it you and yours only. You want to be careful when talking to officiants. If they say they have a set script and that's not what you want, you definitely want to look at someone who will create the script with you and make it perfect to fit you and your vibe.
Now, chemistry is very important. The fact that the two of you have to get together and be on the same page. It's the same as picking your DJ. Why does chemistry matter?
Because it's going to show when you're up there with the couple if you're just not matched properly. I had a couple once. This was the greatest compliment I could ever get. They hired me literally 2 weeks before their wedding, but we had so many conversations within that 2 weeks. And when the ceremony was said and done, the guests are asking, so how long have you known Sal? And they were like, we just met him 2 weeks ago. So it's just really learning your couple and their likes and dislikes and learning more about them as people and trying to implement that into this ceremony, because that's what everyone knows. They know those people bring things out that they know about that will make them feel more comfortable in the ceremony.
That's all great information, Sal. Any last tips or suggestions that you'd like our listeners to take with them about choosing their ideal wedding officiant?
Basically, what I want to say is make sure you pick someone that fits your vibe, who's understanding what you are looking for, which is so important. At the end, you need to be comfortable with the choice you've made. Are they the person that you were looking for? You've asked many questions. You want to know about personalization. You want to know how they actually present the ceremony. Sometimes it's better to get some video of that wedding officiant so you get a really good feel. Most wedding officiants do have video. And now don't expect to have the same exact thing you see in that video because, again, it's going to be unique to you. Once you go with someone that makes you feel comfortable, which is ultimately the best thing, because when you walk down that aisle, you need someone who's going to take command of your guests, but also make you feel really great up there and kind of lessen the nerves for you. So in my experience, these are all the things you need to look for to find the perfect wedding officiant.
So there you have it. We've just provided you some insider tips from our resident expert, Sal, on choosing your ideal wedding officiant. If you're looking for an officiant who brings warmth, personality, and professionalism to your wedding day while also helping you navigate the legal side, hopefully these tips have helped you. As we always say here at the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast, do your research. Find out more, ask a question, and tell us all about your experience in the Facebook community.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sam, or our community of stress-free engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any wedding-related questions, join us over in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group.
Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there's something we need to work on. The link to join us is in the show notes of this edition. Or go to Facebook and search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Community.
A new edition is released every Wednesday. Subscribe and get it first. Remember to do something nice for someone today. And if you can't, do something nice for yourself. We'll catch you then. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to this edition. If you've enjoyed what you've just heard, leave a review and share it with a friend or someone who would benefit from this information. Until next time, it's TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.